is your philosophy of coaching?
My philosophy of coaching is to coach a well-disciplined team and a fundamentally sound football team.
How do you deal with players about discipline issues, either major or minor plus repeat offenses?
Discipline issues with players will be dealt with internally. I'll deal with it with the coaches first and foremost, and then I'll get with the team owner, and we'll decide from there. Repeat offenses, if they're extreme enough, players will be kicked off the team.
What role do you assistant coaches at all levels play in your program?
The assistant coaches with the MJR Bucks that I brought in to help us, I believe in them wholeheartedly. Without them, we couldn't get things done that we need, such as paperwork getting sent out, organization of practices, schedules going out. Everything that we need to do runs through my assistant coaches as well when it comes to planning and organization. So without them, we couldn't be as organized as we are today.
Describe your off-season program organization.
In the off-season, we got a program where we are highly disciplined, and we work out our guys a whole bunch, and we get them physically fit. That way that when we hit the preseason, we can go straight to football and we don't have to worry about conditioning our athletes.
How would you handle key players not attending out-of-season activities?
Our key players are dealt with just like any other player on the team. If the key players can't make an event, just like any other player, they are to communicate that with the coaching staff first and foremost. If they have communicated that, then we will deem it necessary that they can miss an event. However, if they do not communicate it with the coaching staff, then it will be dealt with accordingly. Improving as a coach year to year, I feel that everybody should improve no matter what they're doing year to year. I'm going to assess myself at the end of this year, the goods, the bads. Take what I did good this year, continue it. Take what I did bad and learn from it, and I hope to improve that for next year.
What is one key event that changed your life in a positive or negative way?
Key event that changed my life in a negative way, which I thought back then was in 2006 when I lost my friend Lieutenant Amos Bach in Iraq. It was a negative event for so many years, but now I've been able to take it in a positive route. Losing one of your best friends as you thought that you grew up with in the military, but now being able to take that event and still be able to lead, guide, and direct young men onto the battlefield of football each week. It's really turned out to be something that I've took to heart, and it's really helped me to deal with that, and it's really filled a special void that I've missed for so many years.
Who is your greatest role model, either personally or as a coach?
As a coach, role model, my greatest coaching role model would be Cliff Searcy, high school, West Henderson High School. He was a teacher. He's the one that got me thinking that I would like to be a coach when I grew up. He was kind of there, stepped in as a father figure, as a teacher when I didn't have a father after my father died. Also, role model right now from global professional football and the Triangle Torch, it would be David Foster, who's a mentor to me, trying to teach me how the upper echelons of football, scouting, and recruiting goes.
What's one word or phrase do you want people to associate with the MJR Bucks?
The one word I want people to associate with the MJR Bucks is brotherhood, because we are one team, one fight. We are brotherhood.
Why are you the best person for this job?
I feel that I'm the best person for this job to turn around this program because of the discipline that I bring, the experiences I have overseas of being able to adapt and overcome the highly changing situations of high stress that change at any given second. Just like a football game, it changes with turnovers, it changes with penalties, and I feel that I can help this team turn around the program that they've had the last 3 years, that we can turn it around and help them out a little bit.
How do you handle media both personally and with respect to players on the team?
With the media, I tell the guys that try to stay off social media. However, they're human. They're going to make the same mistakes that we all do. If it's a situation that they see that something inappropriate is happening, bring it to me. I'll try to handle it to my best experience that I can. If it's something I can't handle, I take it to the team owner, Miss Karen Hill. If it's something we can't handle, we go from there in the best case scenario that we can provide.
How would you deal with questions about the previous coaching staff?
As far as the previous coaching staff goes for the MJR Bucks, they are the previous coaching staff. I am the new coaching staff with my coaches I have now. I'll answer questions about myself and my coaching staff I have now. but I won't answer questions about them. I wasn't here then, I am here now.
What are the 3 things that your previous experience in coaching have taught you?
3 experiences that the coaching experiences have taught me is you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, and not everybody's perfect. We're all going to make mistakes.
What person and or event has had the most influence on your life? Why?
Once again, I'd say that's going to be Cliff Searcy, just for everything he did for me growing up as a child, coaching, everything he did for me as a teacher as well.
How has coaching affected your life?
Coaching's affected my life just because in retirement days, it's given me the ability to lead, guide, and direct young men on the football field, just how I was leading and guiding and directing young men and women on the battlefield.
What are your coaching goals? Where do you hope to be in 5, 10, 15 years?
Coaching goals this season for the Bucks, one, March 3rd versus the Tri-State Wolves, is to get the W. And when we come out, hopefully win the division this year, compete for the regional, compete for the playoff spot for the IAFL championship. Hopefully in 5, 10 years, maybe get up to the pro arena ranks and maybe offensive coordinator somewhere.
Who are your role models in coaching and why?
Role models in coaching, once again, Cliff Searcy for everything that I've already mentioned previously. David Foster from the Triangle Torch. Alan Halliburton, who was an Army battle buddy of mine. We coached together. He coached when he got out of the Army. We've spoke together a lot since we both got out of the Army. He's kept me upbeat and pretty much has given me a lot of confidence and pretty much kept me upbeat when I was pursuing this job with the Bucks. When I thought things were getting hard, he's kept me pretty much he's the one that's kept me on my toes and ready to go no matter what was thrown at me.
What are your best and worst memories in coaching?
Best and worst memories as coaching would be competing for league championships and division post championships when I was in the military with my military brothers and sisters, and a lot of hard, tough competitions in those military units. And worst memories is losing. I don't like to lose, and I didn't come here to the Bucks to lose.
Charlton. I am the assistant head coach of the MJR Bucks and the defensive coordinator. And that's about it. Here to do my job.
So defensively, what are your plans and goals for your defense this season?
One of the plans and goals for defense this year is to kind of get us all operating on the same page. We'll kind of teeter around 4 different defenses that we'll run, mainly out of a 4-3. But we kind of want to definitely instill a lot of fundamentals for our guys, understanding what we're doing, understanding blitz packages and coverages and things of that nature, but we want to make sure they get a good grasp of what we're doing and be able to combat some of the offenses that we'll see.
So given the reputation of this team over the past 3 years, what do you look to change from your standpoint?
Definitely one thing we're going to do is change our football knowledge. We definitely want to increase our football knowledge for the guys and understanding what they do, understanding their responsibilities. We want to change some of the aggressiveness. We want to make sure that folks are moving aggressively to the ball, 11 hats to the ball, not 1 or 2. But we want everybody flowing to the football, making tackles, and we just want to instill a lot of energy in the defense this year and have a lot of pride in what we do on the defensive side of the ball.
So when it comes to any type of mistake made on defense, how do you handle disciplinary-wise?
It's really about assignment football. Guys are going to make mistakes, which is why we spend a lot of time in practice working on those little fundamentals. But guys will make mistakes, and we got to make sure we identify where the mistakes are made at, understand the responsibility that they have and what happens when they don't do their job. So it's not one of those, okay, one mistake and then you're out sitting on the bench. But, we definitely want guys to understand what their responsibility is and to do their job and understand that them doing their job contributes to the defense as a whole in terms of us being successful.
So the big stats when it comes to defense are always points allowed during the game, yards allowed during the game. So your goal for your defense, what do you just expect them to not allow?
Well, you can't say what you don't want to allow because you never know how the game is going to kind of go. But we have a bend but don't break philosophy and mentality. Will teams complete some passes? Yes. Will teams, gain some yards? Yes. Will they score? Yeah. The goal is not to, but, the reality is they'll score. But our goal is to bend but not break, and to keep less points on the board for them and more points on the board for us. And at the end of the day, that adds up to a win.
So when they're after a game, if your team can complete a shutout, as a coach, what does that do for you?
Oh, well, this injects a lot of pride and energy. We want the guys to feel, confident in what their job is and what they're doing on the field and take pride in it. And if that pride, turns out for us to have a, shutout, then, that's great because we're going to take that energy and roll it into the next game, into our game plan. And the more confidence we have, I think the more dangerous we'll be.
So most coaches don't like to give predictions on how they feel they'll do this season. Some feel it's, a curse or jinxing. So as a coach, how do you feel your team's going to sit prediction-wise as far as possible record this season, playoff spot, or potential championship berth?
Well, I'll put it to you this way. The way that we kind of put our defense together, the guys that we've kind of brought in to play in this defense, I predict we'll probably be one of the top 2 or 3 defenses in our region. In terms of championship predictions and things like that, hey, defense win championships. So if we're in a championship game, you kind of know where our defense is at.
So now the team to beat in the IFL, according to the preseason polls, is the number 1 Knoxville Knights. Now, your team, the MJR Bucks, they're ranked number 10. How does that sit with you?
Well, it sits fine because you never want to be at the top because whenever you're at the top, you got a target on your back. And right now, people don't know what to expect from us. But come March 3rd, I think everybody will have a good idea who we are, what we represent, and how we play this game from a defensive side of the ball.
So to all the fans, followers, potential opponents watching, and coaches, so what would you like to say to them as a look, here we come type of statement?
Well, now, I would say this. Get ready to be physical. Get ready to get hit. Get ready to play hard because that's how we're coming to the field.